So for me, in order for marketing to mature, I suppose one of the premises of my presentation was that we need to take a less biased approach. We need to be less sure of ourselves. We need to be less overconfident, and we need to see the opposite side of arguments. So the theory that I've come up with is termed the Goldilocks approach, which is, everyone will know, Goldilocks chose the porridge that was just right. For me as marketers, we need to do that as well. We need to see the balance between the sort of extreme arguments that are happening within the industry and focus on that. So to move towards maturity, to move towards a more sophisticated way of marketing, then we need to see the other side of arguments. We need to be a little bit less focused on complexity and to get back to what marketing really means, which is driving business objectives, driving sales, rather than focusing too much on the tactical minutiae that we get caught up with. So I believe that digital is causing us to focus more on the short term and not enough on long term. So the metrics that we use day in, day out tend to be the things that we optimize against, and that causes an issue because we focus more on effectiveness rather than efficiency. So metrics like video views or Facebook likes or reach, they tend to be innately short term, and we tend then not to extrapolate them back to how they're actually driving business for us. So long term marketing campaigns that focus on beyond a 6-month horizon, data has shown gives us 2 or 3 times higher efficiency scores. So I think we need to focus more broadly on the bigger issues at hand, like sales, and less on the sort of short-term data. Obviously short-term data can help us lead to that, but we need to connect the two a little bit better, I think. Yeah, so there's a strange debate, I suppose, happening at the moment in marketing between, on one side, data, people who believe that it's all about programmatic and robots are going to take our jobs, and on the other side, perhaps Luddites who believe it's all about traditional and creativity. And my sort of answer to that question is that it shouldn't be about data or creativity. The value is actually in the overlap between data and creativity. So data on its own is just numbers, it's benign, it needs something built on top of it, but also creativity needs some data to give us that insight and to give us that spark. So the way I like to term it is it's almost like building a fire. Data is the basis of it, and creativity is the thing that gives it its spark. So Spotify is a good example of that. Netflix's algorithm is a good example of that. They've got powerful data, but they also use really nice creativity to layer on top of that to sort of get that message out to as many people as possible.